explain something here, which is I proposed a budget that requires a revenue increase. Members of this council have announced that they're unwilling to move with the revenue increase. Therefore, there's a $9 million hole in this budget until it's filled or until things are cut. We have to have a balanced budget. It's as simple as that. So everything in this budget is at risk until it's approved.
You know that's not true, Mayor.
Of course it's true.
A member of your staff met with the staff of other offices to develop a substitute budget. You know that's not true.
And that is true until it's proven otherwise. There is an $8 million hole in this budget until and unless there's new revenue found or cuts are made. It's math.
But we have all committed to maintain the historic investments in housing.
Yeah,
That's
but
good.
But what about rest areas and campsites?
there hasn't been any
have-
proposed cut to that portion of the mayor's budget, and the
Haven't been
mayor and his
proposed cuts
office
at all.
knows that. That is a bad faith representation.
But colleagues, I think what we're hearing here is that we need more bridging, we need more communication between the community, between us, between different bureaus. We've got to work together, and I really appreciate you, Ibrahim, and others coming in to tell us that from your perspective, many of the initiatives that the mayor has initiated and championed are actually working. So that's good news, but that's actually is news to me. So I'm really happy to be having this conversation as part of the budget process. We need to figure out how are we going to continue having these conversations after
Well,
the budget process.
Well, don't I feel like the a-hole? I could have stayed on my vacation.
Actually,
Thank you.
Thanks for being here, Ibrahim.
Ibrahim.
Ibrahim, you're always part of the solution, and I really appreciate you coming. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ibrahim.
Good evening.
Hello. Yes, my name is Vahid Brown. It's been a difficult 24 hours for me too, worrying about this line item in the budget, the campsite services, knowing that the everything in the budget is potentially on the block. And so I'm here tonight again, and to advocate that those funds continue to be committed to campsite services and all the wonderful work that the community is doing on our end to meet the city as it's making these commitments to these camps and to providing some basic services on the street in terms of sanitation and toilets. It is making a big difference, Commissioner Fritz. It's working. I've more than 12 people have gotten to permanent housing from Hazelnut Grove. You heard from members of Hazelnut Grove here tonight who spoke about how the community there has made a difference in their lives. And so these things are really crucial. And I had a lot of difficult conversations with people who are houseless in the last 24 hours who were quite alarmed and experiencing very elevated levels of anxiety about this. So I'm very glad, Commissioners Fish and Fritz and Novick and Mr. Mayor, to hear from you that this is not something that is on the chopping block. And I appreciate knowing that, and I'm going to go back now to the members of the community that I work with who aren't housed and let them know that good news. So thank you very much.
The fact that this may have needlessly caused alarm to vulnerable people is disgraceful.
Excuse me. We have not adopted a budget yet.
Charlie, let's not have
Is every program in this room, is this every program in this
Let's
room?
not have this
Excuse me,
debate
is every
publicly, Mayor.
program in this room funded? I wasn't aware. So every program in this room is not funded until it is. And that's why we have a hearing, and then we have a work
Your
session.
office
And
affirmatively
then, hang on,
misrepresentations to the public, Charlie, and shame on you for doing that.
excuse
You
me.
knew otherwise.
My
You
office has-
affirmatively gave out misinformation.
Are you done? My office has informed people in the community, this is politics. I have proposed a budget.
This is not politics.
Excuse
This
me.
is vulnerable people in our community that you're playing politics with, and I think it's disgraceful.
I have proposed a budget that funds the programs that are in this document. Every single one of
Charlie,
them.
we
Excuse me,
understand your budget.
you got,
We understand.
excuse me,
We
you got,
understand what's in your budget, Charlie,
Are
but
you
you
gonna let me
needlessly
speak?
alarm people when your office knew that there was no intention on this council to cut those
Okay,
programs.
so tell me
You've
who-
known that for 24 hours.
excuse me,
You've known
Commissioner
that for
Fish.
24 hours, Mayor.
Excuse me, Commissioner Fish, who needs not to be alarmed in the city? Everyone?
Let's go back to the testimony.
Excuse me.
You know you're full of shit.
Okay, now, I'm going to have my say because Commissioner Fish has had his. Are you done?
Mayor, let's let people testify.
Are you done? So, I have proposed a budget that balances. It funds things like homeless services. It funds a homeless diversion program so that we don't have to take people to jail when they are found in violation of our camping ordinance. That costs $2.6 million. That is in this budget. Okay? Excuse me, I think I get to speak now. And it includes hiring more police officers, adding more gang violence workers, and a lot of other things. But members of this council, before we, excuse me, before we even had a public hearing, members of this council publicly announced that they don't support $8 million of revenue that's needed to support this budget. Therefore, there's an $8 million hole in this budget. And therefore, everything is at risk until proven otherwise. It's math. Let's move on.
Your jobs aren't at risk, are they?
Can you please call the next people?